Brother Priest. Kastirayappa used to always call me my master and my teacher. The real pride of the master and the teacher is that his own students excel him. Last year, I made my annual retreat under him. And the whole thing was on ecology. Whole retreat for the Diocese of Clergy. And I was sitting through here. And every time he speaks, he has always some new dimensions to convey. This is imagination, creativity, and most of our imagination and creativity are lost in a uniform training. That being said, I'm really so proud that I learned a lot of new things. Renewed my commitment to environment and ecology. Okay. Now, after listening to mysticism, prayer, praise, contemplation, let me start with the light vein. There was an American who visited India. He was there in Delhi. So he happened to meet Selvaraj. I picked up a conversation with him. Selvaraj, where are you from? Said, I'm from India. My dear fellow, that's written on your face. India is such a vast continent. From which part of India are you from? The Selvaraj did not understand the question. He only understood the part. And he said, looked at himself up and down and said, all my parts are from India. So now, there are three parts to my sharing. The first part, let me share. The second part, you will do all by yourself, personally, individually. And the third part, we will do it in a group. Okay? So let me start with the first part. I asked Vidya, who is very good at it, to put some of the expressions there on the screen. Vidya had asked me to summarize. I'm not very sure how efficient that I will be in summarizing all that people have said. A copied life, carbon copy, a copied life is an insult to God. Because God has created us in a unique way. Therefore, I was trying to interiorize and internalize all that has been said, and I would like to share that with you in my own way and in my own, Jerry has got his typical way. I have my own way. Everyone, Nitya has his own way. Anyway, I also want to thank Nitya who asked me to be here from the beginning till the end. Actually, tomorrow we have a meeting with the fisher folk there in Trichandur area. So I must be going. Now, the theme, there are the vision and the mission of Pope Francis and his effective dissemination in our formation. There are four concepts here. One is a vision. Second one is mission. And whose? Pope Francis. And the fourth, how are we going to disseminate there in our formation? These are the four concepts. I would like to give a concept clarity. I think we should have certain clarity with regard to the concept. Therefore, I am asking myself, how does a vision emerge? How does a vision emerge? Or how is a vision born? usually it is this way. We become dissatisfied with what we do. A mechanical way of doing it. There is some kind of a dissatisfaction. There is some kind of a saturation beyond which we don't go. And there is also kind of boring. We do the same thing, whether we be in a school or in an institution, whatever it be. So there is, and this dissatisfaction, what is boring is an invitation for change. That means that the Lord or nature wants us, you better change. You can't be go on doing, this. You don't have what, in other words, in the secular terminology, they call it, there is no job satisfaction. You are getting bored. And some people who are dissatisfied, they come together. They share their dissatisfaction. But it is only negative. They begin to analyze, why are we dissatisfied with what we do? Maybe in the school, maybe in another institution, charity institute, all that. So there is an analysis. You remember that Amardas spoke about the analysis, socio-cultural, political analysis. You analyze. Analyzing, you go to the roots of this dissatisfaction. You don't stay at the superficial level, You go to the roots of that. And then, by analyzing, you also get a new kind of a dream, a new kind of a vision. In other words, this is the past, this is the present. If you go on doing what you are doing, the future also travels in the same line. Whereas, after your analysis, there is a rupture, there is a break. This is the past, this is the present, and the future takes a rupture. There is a continuity, there is as well as a discontinuity. Both of which there. We are rooted in the past, we cannot simply throw off. So there is also a rupture. A nation without a vision perishes. An institution without a vision also will perish. A man without a vision also will perish. He will not be able to contribute anything worthwhile, to the society. Now, this being said, this is general. What about vision in an area of the divine? You remember the Acts of the Apostle, chapter 2, if you read 17, the vision of Joel on Pentecost, the Spirit will be poured on you, and then your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see vision, and your old men will dream a new vision, a new prophecy for a change. Now, coming to Jesus, how did this new vision evolve in him? Take the dramatic Jordan experience, The Spirit came down on him. He was standing in solidarity with the people. And who are these people? The sinners, the outcast, the downtrodden, the marginalized, the exploited, and the people living in the periphery. It is in solidarity. Therefore, the God experience, it doesn't come in a vacuum. In solidarity with these people, the Spirit comes down, and there is the symbol of water. Water is a symbol of equality. Wherever you pour water, there will be always equal. There is no hierarchy. Only when there is a hierarchy, there is a conflict, there is a tension, there is a struggle, and all that. So now, Jesus received the Spirit, therefore open to the Spirit, and then he evolves a kind of a vision from this deep experience. Once again, my dear friends, this experience, the depth experience or the deep experience is a pure gift from God. It was given to him by the Father. And this experience, he went on deepening this experience, broadening this experience, heightening this experience through prayer. Early morning, he will go there to a lonely place to pray. Late in the evening, he will pray the whole night, and the fourth watch of the night, that means 6 o'clock in the morning, he will come. Therefore, it's not one dose at one time. This experience needs to be continuously renewed. And then he will go there for a kind of a purification. After baptism, where does he go? I think Rayappa referred to that. He went to the desert. And he was with the wild beasts. They ministered, kind of angels ministered. With this new vision, from top to bottom, he comes there to the synagogue in Nazareth. And he gives the vision statement taken from Isaiah. Actually, due to lack of time, I do not want to go into the text. He did not read the text as it was. Here and there, at least in 2 places, he changed the text. He doesn't speak about negative thing. And also wounded, healing to the wounded and all, he will kind of vomit, and then he will come to something very positive, social. Now, he gives, when he said, today, this is fulfilled. They all looked up to him. What he was going to say next. But this is dramatic. There is a dramatic change. This did not last long. He spoke about the widow of Sarepta. He spoke about Naaman the leper. People who all looked at him, they became very furious, angry. They wanted to kill him. And in verse, Luke chapter 4, verse 29, they wanted to throw him down headlong. But he passed through them. Now you see, the very communication of the vision irritates people. Because you are speaking a different language. You are not bound by territories. They thought that the Jesus was they are only for the Jews. And he brings 2 people who are not non-Jews, living in non-Jewish territory. Naaman, the widow of Sarepta. So, I think vision itself is frightening to people. Because when they will speak new languages, I understand the new languages. You speak a language different from the language of the world. The language of this society, which is the language of the aristocracy, which is the language of the oppressors. We have interiorized, we have internalized this, and therefore we mouth in and mouth out. So this is it. Therefore, vision. The real vision is threatening. This is a prophetic vision. So he was, the new vision is prophetic and very dynamic. But Jesus himself, sometimes Jesus himself had doubts with regard to what he was doing. He saw the people. He had great compassion on them. For more than a day, they were hanging on his lips. Therefore, he said, give something, to eat. The apostles always thought differently from Jesus. No, they were very practical and pragmatic. Send them away. We do not have enough food to feed all these people. Let them go. He said, no, you feed them. It's your obligation, duty to feed them. And he fed them. And then they wanted to make him king. Probably they thought if you have a man like that every day, you will be fed something like that. So he was not very sure whether what he did was the right thing. What does he do? He immediately dismisses the crowd and he goes there to a lonely place to check with his father whether he was doing the right thing. That means it is not enough that you have a vision. The mission, the action, it should conform to the mission that you have. Sometimes you have doubts. And even there, and the father said, yes, my son, it is not recorded there, but we can see that. Yes, my son, you did the right thing, but they misunderstood you. And this is confirmed in his transfiguration. Presented by Moses on the one side, law, and Elijah on the other side, the prophet. A prophet was never accepted in his hometown. And Jesus was always known as a prophet. So that was a transfiguration. Therefore now, what do we kind of learn from here? Coming to this is with regard to the vision. Coming to the second part, this vision doesn't emerge in a vacuum. And today, I think your congregation has to have a vision, to evolve a vision. And you would tell me that we have a charism. Charism is okay. Charism is not static, it's dynamic. Where does the dynamism come? From the context. And what is the context today? The world context. Corporates are ruling the world. What is the ideology behind the corporates? Capitalism, consumerism, cutthroat competition. Kill anyone if it brings some profit to you. Consumerism, globalization of indifference, all that. Now, against this background, we need to see, so they will destroy environment, they will destroy ecology. Against this background, you bring what Rayappa was trying to tell us. Laudato si of Pope Francis. Finally, in his paper, he ends up saying ecological education, ecological conversion, and ecological lifestyle. Once again, dear friends, conversion must start with an individual. If it does not start with an individual, it does not start at all. But if it ends with an individual, conversion is incomplete. Because you have the unjust economic structures of the corporate companies. You should make an impact on that. Only then your conversion will become complete. And that is a continuous process. Only impact doesn't break that. It's so strong. It's like a rock. You will be dashing against the rock. So this is, and then this is the world. You come to let's say to Indian context. Indian context, Hindutva. One language, one culture, but they will never say one caste. If you go for one nation, one language, all that will say also one caste. Would you make a difference? Bundle of contradictions. He goes there to America and says, beef export here, beef export here. This is how he speaks, that Modi. Beef export here. Hindustan stand first. And any fellow who has a beef meat, they lynch him. Bundle of contradictions. So now, against this background, one culture, you bring what Amarnath said, multi-religious context, multicultural context. What are you going to do? How are you going to address this problem of Hindutva? Remember, the corporate companies and the saffron ideology, they are together in exploiting our country. saffron ideology to enter here, you know. And these fellows need their money for their election. They are, you know, both of them are thieves together, you know, to plunder our country. So this is what. Now, each congregation should have a new vision, taking into account the charism, the world context, the Indian context, and your own local context, you know. So, and this vision once again, and even your charism is not static, dynamic. It will keep on changing. Substantially, it will remain the same. But then it will be modified according to the changing situation, so forth. The clarity with regard to vision. Now, this vision, I said, the second part of this vision is a prophetic vision. You know, and I would say Jesus was identified as a prophet. He was never identified as a priest. They wanted to make him king, but he was not identified as a king. People said, a great prophet is arisen among us. And he himself accepted that he was a prophet. No prophet is held in respect in his own country. Remember the very inaugural address, he earned enmity. You know. Now, what is this prophetism? What is the task of a prophet? The task of prophetic ministry or the prophetic mission is to nurture, is to nourish, and evoke a consciousness and a perception alternate to the consciousness and perception of the dominant culture, the culture of the oppressor. As Paulo Freire would say, what normally we do, we kind of interiorize the culture of the oppressor as our own, and then the oppressor becomes our model to follow. You know? So, the task of the prophetic ministry is to nurture, is to nourish, and evoke consciousness and perception. Perception brings, perspective. Perception brings performance. Lead us to performance, Alternative to the consciousness and perception of the dominant culture around. And my own professor, Selvaraj, I took really great interest in the Bible because of him. And another professor is Francis Pereira in Pune. And then he would say, to be a prophet, character of the key to Jesus' mission. That Jesus was a prophet is the key to understand Jesus. Therefore, the prophetic character is the key to Jesus' mission, and the title prophet describes the Jesus of history. And therefore, today, what is a predominant is not the prophetic function. It is the priestly function and the kingly function. Therefore, under the overarch, the other two, we don't deny the other two functions. But I think even the priestly and the kingly should be directed, oriented towards this prophetic function. Why? Because Jesus himself was a great prophet. Now, coming back to India, the context, India has the largest number of poor people. India is not a poor country, but lot of poor people are there in India. And the statistics tell us, I don't want to go into the statistics. On the other hand, the number of millionaires in India, they are growing very rapidly day by day. In 2018, Anil Ambani, had so many crores. In 1 year's time, his asset went up to several thousand crores. Therefore, there is is a causal connection between the rich and the poor. Why are many people poor? Because some people are rich. Why are some people are rich? Many people are poor. I think today Nithya was trying to tell us, quoting John Chrysostom, whatever you hear, you should be able to locate it. You should be able to connect it and see. So this is, therefore, today India needs prophets. Prophetic intervention, like Jesus, The Indian church could make a difference, or the Christian community in India could make a difference by its prophetic intervention for the creation of a just, equal, or equitable, human and humane society, or humane country, if you want. Therefore, the prophetic intervention for justice is intimately related to evangelization. That famous quote from Justice in the World, number 6, action on behalf of justice and participation in the transformation of the world fully appear to us as a constitutive element of the preaching of the gospel. If you know history, we don't have time to go into history. There was a heated discussion between the bishops of the first world and the bishops of the third world. They said, don't put constitutive. Constitutive means, what does it mean? If all my mission and ministry, they do not contribute to justice and the transformation of the unjust structures, it is not evangelization. That means most of what is being done in the first world country is not evangelization. You may call that by any other name, but it is not evangelization. So they said, no, this is too small. Please strike off constitutive and put integral. This is one element. Working for justice, one element. History says, I'm sure, cutting short history, Pope Paul VI was too old. He could not correct and all that. In the meantime, the secretary said to himself, when is the Pope going to correct all that? So he sent the manuscript to the press. But actually, history says, when Pope Paul VI came to this particular number 6, he struck off constitutive and wrote integral. But in the meantime, it got printed in the press and came out. What we have today is constitutive. God can write straight with the crooked lines. So this is history. Therefore, this element, prophetic element, the vision is a prophetic vision. So this is important, and that's why since somebody asked a question here, the Cardinal said the future Christian will be a mystic. If not, he will be nobody. I think mystic is the depth dimension of this vision, and I would add any genuine mystic is also a genuine prophet. Only a genuine prophet will also be a genuine mystic. And these two elements, mystical as well as prophetic, was beautifully combined in Jesus. So this is with regard to the mission, clarity of mission. Now we come to vision. Instead of saying too many things, at least I thought one or two things to be clarified. So now we come to what is the mission. See, what is mission today? And how do we as formators fulfill the mission in today's context in the light of Pope Francis? He had a vision and I will come to him afterwards. The answer to this question, we should go back to Jesus himself. He is our model, Who was a dreamer, unacceptable to people in power, both religious and secular. Religious, secular aristocracy. He was killed. He was murdered. When you say here, that good man, went about doing good, nice things he did, healing people, help to the poor man, he died. What kind of an emotion can you get? Quite a pity, this poor nice man. He was killed. And immediately asked two questions. Who killed him? And for what purpose? What was the cost? You see a very different Jesus. We need to, see, we have learned many things in life. We need to unlearn when you go for a new mission. Relearn. Learning, unlearning, relearning, then becomes learning again. And this is a continuous process, So that therefore we need to go back to Jesus, who was a threat to the religious aristocracy, and to the secular aristocracy. Mission cannot be anything less than sharing Jesus' vision, and carrying it forward today in today's context. That is. Now I think with regard to that, I just mentioned something the other day. I would like to little expand that, Our mission command is always in terms of Matthew 28 and Mark 16, Then I said, this must be read in the light of Matthew chapter 5 verse 13 to 16. The other day I just mentioned, since there was no time, I just rapidly ran through. See, kind of this mission, basing on Matthew and Mark, this has led to aggressive mission. And the aggressive mission ending up there in crusades. The cross did not come alone. The cross came with the soul. When Constantine entered the church, Christ went out of the church. Constantine was baptized, not because he believed in Jesus and then he was converted and all that. He did not want his kingdom, Roman kingdom, to be crushed in his own time. Then he saw another movement that was coming up, and that was the Jesus movement. It was not known as Christianity. So he said, let me go and be baptized, therefore my kingdom will not come down, at least in my time. Afterwards, let it go to the dark side of the mind. This is also sometimes when you do that, as long as I am superior, I am in the formation, I will see that. Afterwards, let it go to the dark side of the mind. This is not part of the vision. The vision is shared by all people in that community. So now, when you come to this, you see that salt, light, city at the hilltop. Therefore, this vision is not Christ-centered. It's not Christ-centered. Go and make disciples. This is not even church-centered. Implanting the church. Go and start a new parish, build a new church. This is centered, God-centered. And how do we reach out to Him? How do we glorify Him? By our good works. And therefore, this is witness. Through our witness, God will be glorified. I still remember in Children's Hospital in Chennai, there was Mark says who was dying terminally ill, dying of cancer, and he was well taken care of by the sisters who were working there. And before his death, he seems to have kind of said this, how wonderful your sisters are. Not even my mother, not even my wife took care of me so well as you do. If you do all that in the name of God, this is only a reflection that God in whom you have your trust must be a really wonderful man coming from a Marxist who does not believe in God. And this is the witness. And therefore, I do not want to take much of our time. And people, in the words of Pope Francis, people listen to others who bear witness. Therefore, they listen to what they say. So, our preaching, our speaking should be a derivative part of that witness. Be. then we can, you know. Now this being said, let me, Nitya, shall we take a break and come? Because the time that you gave to me is over.
No, we'll take some more time. This is a very good coherence because we have get connection. You see, the whole history, what the purpose of it is, what the purpose of the movement is based on this continuation. We'll go for a coffee break. We'll come back at 10:50. Okay, 15 minutes? Yes. Huh? 15 minutes. Okay, thank you. Let's go for